Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to JT in the Raw, show 14. Sorry, I'm looking a little bit shagged at the moment. Just had a gym session here and did some horrible deadlifts. Like, who invented deadlifts? But worse still, who invented the farmer's walk? I knew I was a city boy for some reason, and it sure as hell wasn't to do farmer's walks. So welcome everybody to show 14. Huge thanks to everybody. Hey Richo, welcome, good morning. Huge thank you to everybody for your suggestions on what Zoe and I should do last Tuesday. I took Kim's suggestion and I went with Circus Arts. There's a place here in Sydney called Circus Arts. You pay $49 and it's 2 hours for kids of all ages. Zoe did juggling, hula hooping, spinning plates and trapeze. So thanks a lot, Kim, for that suggestion. Awesome. Morning, Sylvia. Morning, Mono. Morning, Feltos. Where are you, Feltos? You back in Sydney yet or still in Singapore? Okay, for you guys that tuned in last week, I set you a challenge, and that challenge was to do something remarkable. What'd you do? Put in the comments below. I want to hear, what did you do? I want to hear what you did. I want to learn from you guys. So did you do something remarkable for somebody or for yourself? Put it in the below. One word, one sentence, and just let me know. I'm curious. For those that didn't tune into JT in the Raw Show 13, shame on you. But put in the comments below 13, 1-3, and I'll put the link in and you can recap on what remarkability is. Okay, so what's happening this week? If you hang around in this show, I've got a very special guest. She is just over there. Morning, Mel McDonald. Welcome, first show. Congratulations. She's just over there. You get to listen to her in a little bit. And I'm also going to have a rant this morning. I haven't had a rant on any JT shows yet, so it's going to be a rant, and it's going to be around shit personal trainers. So tune in for that one. Okay, shout out first. I've got one shout out today, and that's to Precor. Unofficially, so you guys are getting the scoop, unofficially, Precor have come on board as Fitness Business Podcast sponsors. International Precor, so all the regional offices, and my special guest is tapping her face at the moment. I'm not quite, oh no, she's clapping her hands. So we're really excited and very grateful that Precor have come on board. We're going to officially announce that next month in October on the podcast. So if there are any suppliers out there that are tuning in, and you guys want to become a sponsor of the Fitness Business Podcast, we've got 3 spots, and you'll just have to wait and see. Okay, that's my shout out. Oh, itchy nose after those farmer walks. Okay, each week you can ask me a question. And you just put hashtag AskJT down below in the comments. You can Facebook me, LinkedIn me, tweet me, email me, or even call me, and I might even answer your question on the show. And this week's question comes from Richard from Lismore in Australia. And Richard asked this question. At the moment, I'm trying to tidy up our CRM with a new membership manager, with our new membership manager. We are discussing how and when we communicate with new members. Do you have any thoughts on best practice? Hey, what an awesome question, Richard, and thanks a lot for shooting it to me. Morning, Yvonne, how you going? Are you at home or in the gym at the moment? That is the question. Okay, so let me start by answering Richard's question with this. You can contact new members or new customers as often as you like, so long as you are adding value. And that's the challenge, adding value. Regardless of your business, you could be a physio business, Mel McDonald, if you're still listening. You could be a fitness business, a real estate business. You could be a hairdressing business. You could be in pharmaceutical sales. Doesn't matter what business you're in. The key for member and client retention is the onboarding process of a new customer. Here is the key, 3 key points. First of all, when you're onboarding a new member, you must provide a roadmap of what to expect. Help them get up to speed with what the culture is of your business, and then give them knowledge, habits, and the mindset to be successful in your community. So Richard, to achieve these goals with new members, you can email them, you can text them, you can call them, you can have one-to-one with them. It doesn't matter. In fact, you can certainly automate some of these processes. SoulCycle do this brilliantly, absolutely amazingly well when you do your first ever class, they shoot you an email and it immediately explains what to expect in the class, how to get the most out of the class, help you set your expectations around the workout. So if you want a copy of the screenshot of that email, just put in the comments below Soul Cycle, and I'll shoot you a screenshot of that image. But it's great. And so from the beginning, you know what's expected. I think part of that onboarding process, Richard, is you can actually humanise it. And the better the onboarding the process, if we can just have that human touch. Now, that human touch just has to be a conversation with someone at front desk, meeting somebody on the gym floor, a personal trainer, a group fitness instructor. It could be the salesperson ringing. What we just want is some sort of humanisation and connection with that person just to make sure they're doing okay. Morning, Sylvia. Morning, JP. Remembering, hi, Nikki. Morning, Dan Moy. How you going? Okay, so one great technique, though, Richard, you might want to consider is connecting this new member with what we call a super user. A super user in our business, again, regardless of business, a super user, morning, Matty Fletcher. A super user is someone who is loyal and engaged with your brand. They regularly attend, they regularly buy your product, they regularly communicate with you. They get great value from your product. They're often the ones who police the culture for you, which is really cool. And they're also the ones who have a real genuine desire to help you be successful. They give you quality feedback. They help with new client integration. So that's a really interesting technique to connect a new member with a super user. But what happens when we don't onboard members well or new customers well is that they feel awkward, they feel embarrassed, and they often don't come back. They come like a couple of times, they go, oh, look, I don't get this, I feel out of place. People are staring at me when I'm standing in the front of the gym in a class. People are looking at me weirdly, so I'm just not going to come back. So our goal is to help these people feel as comfortable as possible in the gym. Okay, now I know this is a really long answer to your question, Richard, but I really feel in designing every touch point in that onboarding process, you've got to analyse it and go, we've got to add value. If you can't add value to a touch point, then don't put a touch point in the onboarding process. Simple as that. Morning, Matty Cross. Welcome all the way from Dallas, Texas. Okay, so just a reminder on those 3 points again on onboarding customers. Provide a roadmap of what they can expect. Help them to get up to speed with the culture of your business. And number 3, give them the knowledge, habits, and mindset to be successful in your community. Give me a thumbs up if you like that onboarding process right now. Go. If you love the onboarding concept, give me a thumbs up. And if you think somebody that you know could benefit from growing their onboarding process, put their name in the comments below, tag them, and they'll get a copy of the show and then they can listen. Okay, great. All right, let's go. Here comes my rant. Well, actually, not long now, and I'll introduce you to my special guest, who is a former personal trainer, but I'm going to rant right now. Here we go. When I was learning to be a rugby coach, they told me that always carry a clipboard and a whistle. It gives you instant credibility. It markets you as a coach. And everything we do is marketing. Everything we do is marketing. So here comes my rant. Why the hell are personal trainers not carrying clipboards? They're a joke. And they're getting worse. Now, not everybody, I'll admit that. But geez, in the last 12 months, I've been to over 40 big box gyms. And I reckon I can count on one hand the number of trainers that I've seen taking any notes in a personal training session with a client. They're not writing anything down, not recording anything. Seriously, with back-to-back clients, how can they remember what their clients told them? How can they remember what they did with them? They might have given them some sort of insight to their family. They might have given them an insight into their goals. How do they remember that? And if you're a personal trainer and you can, without writing that shit down, tell me, because I want to learn. I want to learn from you. You see, people in gyms watch personal trainers. They watch what they do on the gym floor, and what a personal trainer does on the gym floor is that personal trainer's marketing. It's their brand. Surely trainers have to wonder why they're not getting new clients. Surely it's got to be going through their head. Surely they've got to wonder why the only new clients they're getting are the clients that are sold personal training at point of sale. And why is this getting worse? Because new trainers, new personal trainers coming in are being mentored by these shit trainers. They're learning the bad habits. They're saying this is the way they do it, so therefore that must be right. Surely we've got to do something. Surely we can do something better. I've had several conversations with trainers in just the last month, and here's what I asked them. What is a macro cycle that you're putting your client through? And today's workout, what was that in the micro cycle in order to get them to that macro point? And they look at me blankly. It's like I'm talking algebra. Seriously, guys, if we want to get serious about helping people, let's get serious. Rant number 2. One trainer I'm aware of told her client, her 55-year-old female client, that pushing a sled twice a week for 3 minutes in her PT session was as much cardiovascular exercise as she needed. Please, I'm not a personal trainer anymore. I haven't been to university for a long, long time. Morning, Kristen. Morning, Brakita. You've caught me in the middle of a rant. Can you tell I'm getting red? And I'm like, seriously, 6 minutes? 6 minutes of cardiovascular training in a week is enough? Shit. My problem is personal trainers are not accountable. They're not accountable to anyone. Sure, yes, okay, they're accountable to their clients for getting results. But many relationships between a personal trainer and a client is like an arranged marriage. They're put together. They're sold at personal training. It's not gone to the most qualified trainer. It's gone to the trainer that's available. So they book them in. It's this arranged marriage. And then the client doesn't want to break up with the trainer because divorce is so bad. So what happens is the client says, they realise the only out of this relationship is to cancel their gym membership. So they break up with their trainer by cancelling the gym membership. So who are the frickin' losers? Well, the gym losers because they've lost a client. The client loses because they didn't get the results. The industry loses because this client's never going to get another personal trainer again because they didn't get the results and they weren't treated well. But the personal trainer, they don't give a shit because the gym is marketing every single day and bringing in new members and putting new members into their facility. And so the trainer just goes, oh, well, I'll just pick up a new one at point of sale and look after them. Seriously, how are we going to get more people active when we've got this perpetuation of this issue? My rant is now over. That's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. I feel so much better. I've got that off my chest. But what's my solution? It's all very well for me to rant. How about this left field solution? And I'd love to know, if anyone's tuning in today that is not in the fitness industry, I'd love to know what you think of this idea. Put it in the comments below. Here it is. Personal trainers get paid a base wage, $20 an hour, or whatever the minimum wage is, and they work for tips. 15, 20, 25%, 30%, 40% of whatever they're paid is a tip. Imagine the change in service level that personal trainers would deliver if they had to work for tips. They had to prove every single session how good a trainer they were. Isn't that a left field suggestion? Get on board. Remember, if you're not from the industry, tell me what you think of paying your personal trainer in the comments below with a tip on top of their base wage. Okay, now, I've got to admit, not all trainers are the same, so I'm not trying to tar all personal trainers with the one brush. I know some trainers that write everything down in PT studios. I know where they record everything. I know employed personal trainers in gyms are held accountable. But seriously, if we're going to get more people active, we've got to pull our fingers out, industry. And trainers, you're at the forefront. Get your shit together because everything you do is marketing, and stop taking clients for granted and start giving them good service. Okay, rant over. Let me introduce you to our special guest. Our special guest is sitting directly opposite me. Her name is Chantal, and she is from the Fitness Business Podcast. More importantly, she's an ex-personal trainer. So let's start by asking her, what did you think of my rant, Chantal? I'll just turn the camera around. Oh, I can see your boobs. Come down a little bit lower. We can't
Hang
see
on,
your
let me
head.
get down to the floor.
Yeah,
let me get down to the floor, otherwise this is going to be a really weird broadcast.
There we go.
Okay.
How's that? What did you think
How's
of my rant?
that?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, that's much better. Good morning, everyone. It's really exciting to be here with JT in the Raw. And what did I think of your rant? Here's the thing. First of all, I thought it was intense. That was full on, JT.
I was pretty red, wasn't I?
Well, yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I reckon I've got to stand up for PTs a little bit here, because I totally agree with JT that yes, they should be recording their numbers, they should be keeping track of data and stuff like that. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, it is personal training, and there are times when that stuff comes secondary. I know I'm going to probably not everyone's going to agree with this, but sometimes personal training needs to be exactly that. Sometimes it is about spending time with the client. Sometimes it is about doing a dynamic session that is just on the spot. It's tailoring that session to the person's needs on the day. As a personal trainer, and any of the PTs out there will know, quite often you'll walk into a session, you might have something planned, the client has had a shitty day beforehand or a shitty night or whatever the case may be, and on the spot, you need to adapt your session to how that client is feeling. So, yep, 100% agree with JT. We do need to make sure that we're keeping numbers and that we are keeping accountable, but we also need to maintain that flexibility and that personal touch that we have with clients that makes us a really good personal trainer. That's my thoughts on the subject, JT.
So you're sitting on the fence. I got it. Okay, no worries. All right, so you're here to tell us about the Fitness Business Podcast, what is doing. By the way, we've just hit record numbers of live visitors, so maybe it's because you're on.
Okay.
Tell us about the Fitness Business Podcast.
Let me tell you guys something really, really exciting, and that is we are coming up to Podtober. So we have renamed October Podtober, and that's because it's an incredibly special month this month. We have 4 incredible guests coming up, and if you guys don't already listen to the show, then start listening now. As of next Friday, which is the 7th of October, our guest next Friday is going to be John Lee Dumas. Now, if you don't know that name, he is the host and the founder of Entrepreneur on Fire. It is a huge podcast show. He's making over 7 figures on this show. It is absolutely incredible. He's coming in to give a heap of really, really great business tips. That is next Friday. The following week, I've got Kate Cracknell, who is the editor of Club Management Magazine in the UK. Kate's coming on and joining us in week 2. Week 3, we've got Rasmus Ingerslev. Now, I reckon most of you know who Rasmus is. He's been in the industry for a while. It is a sensational interview. He's the chairman of IHRSA, he's the founder of Wexer Virtual, and he's just launched a new club called Repeat, which targets millennials.
And he's a beautiful man. He just looks gorgeous. There must be something wrong with him. Did you get any dirt on him?
He's gorgeous on the inside and the out. He's an amazing guy. The interview is seriously, seriously good. And what I loved about talking to Rasmus is we talk on the show a lot about knowing our ideal customer, really understanding, connecting with our customer. He has been able to tap into the millennial market so well with this new club Repeat. And one of the things he talks about is the changes or the small things that he's done around the club in order to really connect with that target audience. So that's a really good one to listen out to. Week 4 of Podtober, Baer is our special guest, and he's the author of a book called Hug Your Haters. If you haven't read the book yet, go out and get this book. It is seriously phenomenal. He is an amazing guest, and so that is a huge lineup for Podtober. So if you guys aren't already checking out the show, if you're not already subscribing to the show, all you need to do is head over to fitnessbusinesspodcast.com and make sure that you listen in. That's all from me, JT.
Thank you, Chantal. She's so much better looking than me, especially after farmer walks. Okay, so that's almost the end of show 14. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope you got something out of my rant. I hope that the onboarding process was relevant to you, regardless of whatever industry you're in. Feel free to tag anybody down below in the comments that they should get a copy of the show and maybe think about their onboarding process. Remember, I want to hear from you guys, so feel free to send any questions ready for next week. Next week, show 15 is coming from Brisbane. I've got Fitness Biz Brunch in Brisbane, so tune in next week to Fitness Biz Brunch, pre-Fitness Business Brunch in Brisbane. Okay, let's finish with quote of the week. Quote of the week for you. Spend time, energy, and even resources to onboard members for long-term retention. Spend time, energy, and even resources to build long-term retention in your after your onboarding process. Okay, guys and girls, catch you later. Have an awesome long weekend. Enjoy the footy finals. See you later.